Each loaf has a story about its culture, people, and history. Bread isn't just food. It's something we all share, bringing people together no matter where they're from. It connects generations, transcends borders, and embodies our shared human experience. Today we're traveling to 7 different countries to learn about breads that are more than just a part of a meal. They are deeply connected to the traditions, history, and families of each culture. From comforting staples to ceremonial offerings, bread has always played a role in bringing people together, offering a window into the heart of every culture. Let's explore the top 7 most unique breads from around the world and the stories behind them, from celebrating life and death to symbols of strength and unity. Prepare for a journey that's rich in flavor, culture, and tradition. 7. Damper, Australia. Damper is a simple but famous bread from Australia. It's also called bush bread and was made by both early settlers and Indigenous Australians. It only has a few ingredients: flour, water, and a bit of salt, and is usually cooked over an open fire. Aboriginal Australians made similar bread from native seeds, nuts, and roots, and when European settlers arrived, they adapted this idea to make a quick, easy bread with what they had. Damper was especially useful for explorers and travelers who needed a fast, reliable food source that could be made on the go. Today, damper is often enjoyed with golden syrup or butter, and it brings back memories of camping trips and family adventures. Damper represents the pioneering spirit of survival in the tough Australian environment. Even though it's simple, its cultural importance lies in how adaptable it is and how it reflects the rugged beauty of Australia. Sharing damper around a campfire under the open sky connects people to the landscape and history of Australia, which is why it's number 7 on our list. Damper is more than just a bread. It's a symbol of Australia's resilience. Indigenous Australians have always been resourceful, using what was available in the natural environment to sustain themselves. The simplicity of damper is what makes it special: flour, water, and fire, reflecting the basic needs of survival in the harsh outback. The process of making it during long journeys gave a sense of comfort and familiarity to early settlers. Even today, cooking damper is part of outdoor adventures, reminding Australians of their cultural heritage and connection to the land. 6. Bami, Jamaica. Bami is a flatbread made from cassava root, originally created by Jamaica's Arawak people. After the cassava is peeled, grated, and pressed to remove toxins, the bami is soaked in coconut milk and then fried. This process gives it a crispy but tender texture. Bami's connection to Jamaica's indigenous heritage and its ability to grow in tough climates makes it a key part of Jamaican culture. It's usually served with fried fish or jerk chicken, and for many people it brings back memories of family gatherings by the sea. Bami shows the resourcefulness and deep connection of the Jamaican people to their land. The amount of effort that goes into making bami and its historical roots earn it the 6th spot on our list. Cassava is a staple food in many tropical regions because it grows well in poor soil and requires minimal maintenance. For the Arawak people, cassava was essential for survival, and bami represents their ingenuity in transforming this tough root into something delicious and nourishing. The tradition of soaking bami in coconut milk adds another layer of flavor, tying it closely to the rich tropical flavors of Jamaica. Eating bami is about more than the taste. It's about connecting with the island's heritage, imagining the early Arawak people, and appreciating their contributions to Jamaican cuisine. Today, bami is a favorite comfort food for many Jamaicans. It's a dish that connects the past and present, bridging cultural gaps between generations. Whether it's being enjoyed at a casual beachside gathering or as part of a traditional Jamaican feast, bami remains an iconic symbol of the island's culture and resilience. It reminds people of the importance of tradition, and its role in bringing family and friends together is why it stands out among other breads. 5. Pan de Muerto. Mexico pan de muerto, or bread of the dead, is a slightly sweet bread made for Dia de los Muertos, Mexico's Day of the Dead. This bread is flavored with orange zest and anise and decorated with bone-shaped pieces to symbolize the cycle of life and death. Pan de Muerto is an important part of the ofrendas, or altars, that families create to honor their loved ones who have passed away. Making and offering pan de muerto helps families stay connected with their ancestors and celebrate the idea that life continues even after death. Over 80% of families in Mexico take part in this tradition every year, which shows their respect for those who have passed. The comforting smell of pan de muerto and its role in bringing people together places it at number 5 on our list. Dia de los Muertos is a unique celebration that honors the dead in a joyful, festive way, and pan de muerto is a central part of this tradition. The bread is often placed on altars along with photos, candles, marigold flowers, and other favorite items of the departed, creating a warm and welcoming environment for spirits returning to visit. The bone-shaped decorations and sugar topping make the bread symbolic of both death and the sweetness of life, bridging the gap between the living and the dead. For many families, baking pan de muerto is a cherished activity that involves everyone, from children to grandparents, allowing them to pass down family stories and traditions. The orange zest and anise flavor give pan de muerto a distinct taste that's comforting and nostalgic. It's not just about eating bread. It's about remembering and celebrating loved ones who have passed. Pan de muerto brings people together, both the living and the departed, in a shared celebration of life and memory. It symbolizes the deep respect Mexican culture has for the cycle of life, and the way it brings families together to honor their roots is why it ranks number 5. 4. Borodinsky bread. Russia. Borodinsky bread is a dark, dense rye bread from Russia, flavored with coriander and molasses. It has a unique taste that's both sweet and earthy. The bread is said to have been created by nuns near the site of the Battle of Borodino in 1812. Its dark color and strong flavor represent the resilience of the Russian people, who have faced many hardships throughout history. Rye bread, like Borodinsky, has been a staple in Russia for centuries, especially during the harsh winters. The coriander seeds are thought to symbolize bittersweet memories of battle, and the slow fermentation process gives the bread a complex flavor. Eating Borodinsky bread is like connecting to Russian culture and history, which is why it ranks number 4. Rye flour is a key ingredient in Russian cuisine because it grows well in cold climates where other grains struggle. During tough times, Borodinsky bread provided much-needed nutrition and energy, making it a symbol of endurance. The coriander seeds sprinkled on top are believed to represent the bitter and sweet moments of Russia's past, especially the memory of the Battle of Borodino, which was one of the bloodiest battles of the Napoleonic Wars. This bread carries with it a deep sense of history, with each bite reminding people of the resilience needed to survive the country's long, cold winters. The slow fermentation process used to make Borodinsky bread develops its intense flavor and dense texture. It's often served with soups, cured fish, or cheese, making it a versatile part of Russian meals. Borodinsky bread not only represents the resourcefulness of the Russian people, but also embodies their ability to find sweetness in even the toughest of circumstances. This bread has remained a staple in Russian households, and its deep cultural connections, symbolism, and hearty flavor earn it a solid place at number 4. 3. Lavash, Armenia. Lavash is a traditional Armenian flatbread that is very thin and baked in underground clay ovens called toners. It has been a symbol of Armenian culture for centuries, and is even recognized by UNESCO as part of Armenia's intangible cultural heritage. Making lavash is often a communal activity, with women working together to roll out the dough until it's paper thin. Lavash can be soft or dried into a crispy form that keeps for a long time, which made it perfect for long journeys in the past. Eating lavash is like eating a piece of history. It's a symbol of Armenian hospitality, warmth, and community. The simplicity of its ingredients and the way it brings people together give lavash its strong cultural significance, which earns it the 3rd spot on our list. The tradition of making lavash is passed down through generations, often involving multiple women who gather to make large batches of bread. This activity strengthens community bonds, turning bread making into a social event filled with laughter, stories, and shared labor. Lavash can be eaten in many ways, wrapped around cheese and fresh herbs, used to scoop up stews, or even dried to be stored for months. Its versatility made it essential for travelers and soldiers in ancient times who needed food that would not spoil easily. Lavash represents the essence of Armenian culture, simple, warm, and welcoming. It is often used during special occasions and celebrations, where it serves as a symbol of abundance and prosperity. The process of baking lavash in a toner is an art form that requires skill and experience, and the bread's thinness and texture reflect the expertise of the baker. Lavash is more than just bread. It's a connection to Armenian roots, a symbol of their hospitality, and a reminder of the importance of community, which places it at number 3. 2. Challah, Israel. Challah is a braided bread traditionally eaten on Shabbat and Jewish holidays in Israel. Made with a rich, eggy dough and sometimes topped with sesame or poppy seeds, the braid represents things like love, peace, and truth, or the unity of mind, body, and spirit. Challah is more than just food. It's a reminder for families to take time for rest, reflection, and gratitude each week. More than 60% of Jewish households make or buy challah every week, which shows how important it is in Jewish culture. The act of braiding challah is also symbolic. It represents how life's different pieces come together to form something beautiful. The golden, fluffy texture of challah symbolizes prosperity and abundance, and it brings families together across generations. Its cultural and ceremonial meaning, along with its rich taste, make challah number 2 on our list. Challah plays a significant role during the Shabbat meal, where it is often blessed and shared among family members, reminding them of the importance of togetherness and thankfulness. The act of braiding the dough is meaningful, symbolizing the intertwining of different aspects of life and the strength that comes from unity. Challah's rich, slightly sweet taste and its beautiful golden color make it a festive addition to any meal, and it's often enjoyed with honey, symbolizing the wish for a sweet life. Challah is also a bread of memories, passed down through generations, with each family having its own recipe and traditions. For many Jewish families, baking challah is a cherished ritual that marks the beginning of Shabbat, filling the home with warmth and a sense of peace. The symbolism, tradition, and delicious taste of challah make it an important part of Jewish culture and earn it the second spot on our list. 1. Injera, Ethiopia. Injera is a sourdough flatbread made from teff flour and is the heart of Ethiopian cuisine. It has a spongy texture with tiny holes that soak up the rich stews and curries served on top of it. Injera is not just bread, it's also used as a plate and a utensil, which makes Ethiopian meals very communal. Eating from the same injera shows unity and togetherness, and the fermentation process to make it is a tradition passed down through generations. Teff, the main ingredient, is rich in calcium, iron, and fiber, which makes injera highly nutritious. Because of its important role in Ethiopian culture, its symbolism of community, and its nutritional benefits, injera is the most unique bread on our list. Injera's unique texture is achieved through a fermentation process that takes several days, giving it a tangy flavor that pairs perfectly with the spicy, aromatic dishes of Ethiopian cuisine. The bread is large and round, spread out across the table, and different dishes are served directly on top of it, creating a communal dining experience where everyone eats from the same base. This practice symbolizes unity, as everyone shares not only the food, but also the experience of eating together. The use of teff flour, one of the most ancient grains in the world, makes injera special in terms of both nutrition and history. Teff is native to Ethiopia and has been cultivated there for thousands of years. It's gluten-free, making injera a popular choice even beyond Ethiopia for people with dietary restrictions. The process of making injera, from fermenting the batter to cooking it on a large griddle called a mitad, is an art passed down through generations. Injera is the essence of Ethiopian culture. It brings people together, nourishes both body and soul, and carries the rich history of the country. Its communal nature, nutritional value, and cultural importance make injera the most unique bread on our list. Bread is something that people all over the world share, but each culture gives it its own flavor and story. From the communal nature of injera to the ceremonial sweetness of challah, bread is not just food. It's a piece of history, resilience, and togetherness. It connects us through shared traditions, laughter around a table, and the hands that make it. So next time you have bread, remember you're not just eating food, you're tasting culture, history, and the essence of a community. Whether it's the tangy, spongy texture of injera or the sweet, citrusy taste of pan de muerto, each bite tells a story of people, places, and moments frozen in time. Which of these breads would you like to try first? Let us know and share your favorite bread story in the comments below.